I'm Marissa.
Well, let's go to the sports with Mika and Brittany.
Welcome to HMS Sports.
There's a cross-country meet Tuesday and Thursday at 4:45 p.m. Tuesday is at Taft Middle School and Thursday is at Maple Lake.
7th grade football team has a game Thursday at home versus Benjamin Franklin at 4:45.
Wednesday, September 7th, 8th grade has a away game versus Benjamin Franklin at 4:45.
Now back to Antonio and Marissa. By the way, Marissa, I love your shirt.
Thanks, Mika.
Well, everyone, didn't it feel good to have a 3-day weekend?
It sure did. Now we only have like 4 days of school this week.
Well, hold on. Marissa, we got some breaking news. It's kind of bad. Let's go to it, right?
Guys, wait! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 9/11!
Whoa! Hold the phone! Wait a minute! That's not funny, guys. Come on.
You guys shouldn't be making fun of something like that.
Thousands of people lost their lives in that terrorist attack. It's not right.
So you're making fun of someone for losing their lives. Do you guys even know what happened that day?
No, not really.
Well, I think you guys need to check this.
10 years ago, one of the most tragic days in American history occurred.
Many people died that day. Some even sacrificed themselves to save complete strangers.
Those people were very brave to go back in the building. Some of them even knew they wouldn't come out, but they still did it.
This is a very serious matter. Too many people died on September 11th for this to be just another day on the calendar.
But those people who lived through it, all those lives were affected by it, and well then it will always be so much to them.
"9/11" by Brittany Croft. Normal day for everyone, for the president, for the police, for the firemen, for the families. Everyone. Beautiful sunny day, a smile on your face. Some going to school, some going to work, just living life, having a good time. As the day goes on, a horrible tragedy happens. You see a plane. It's just like the others. It looks the same. Until it speeds up, heading for a building. As people begin to think and wonder, it suddenly hits. You begin to tear up, you can't see. Some scream. A lot just stand there in shock. They can't speak.
When September 11th happened, I was actually taking I-Step in high school. It was actually happening right over there.
16?
Yep.
I remember all our teachers, we were on planning time, and we were told by the office that something big had happened out on the East Coast, and we all turned on the news.
I remember that I was teaching 8th grade at St. Bridget's School, and I was giving the I-Step, and they actually interrupted in the middle of the I-Step to tell us what happened, and then our school went on lockdown. And
well, I remember that vividly because I was teaching at Liberty School, and my husband was home with my baby at the time. Now he's 10, he's in 5th grade.
Wow, that's crazy.
And I remember it came on, we had TV monitors in our classroom, and it came on the news, and one of the teachers came in and asked me, oh my gosh, look at this.
On September 11th, 2001, I was sitting in the computer lab taking a test. And after that was over, the teachers had told us that something has happened, and then they turned on the TVs and explained what was going on.
I was teaching my 6th grade class, and I heard in the hallway one of the teachers to tell me to turn on the television. And I stopped the class and we turned on the TV, and at that moment, or shortly before, we saw the plane hit the tower.
September 11th, 2001, I was teaching at Iddings Elementary School in Maryville, and it came over the loudspeaker that there was a problem and that we should turn on our TVs to see what happened.
I was, well, basically I was going to work, and I had the radio on, and I heard that a couple of planes hit the trade centers, and I couldn't believe it. So when I got to work, immediately put the news on and saw live that planes had actually run into our buildings.
Well, I was at the old middle school, and at the old middle school, we didn't have quite the communication we have today. My husband did call me and say, you need to look at the TV set. And we turned it on and we saw the Twin Towers, we saw the first plane hit, which was a reenactment, of course, not a replaying of it. And as we're watching, the second one hit. And at that point, everything seemed to just stop in the school.
I was at Purdue University in West Lafayette, and I was actually in class during the time that it happened.
Did you get interrupted?
We did. They stopped the school for the whole day. Everybody kind of was watching TV, and all classes got canceled for the day. So it was a pretty long day for us.
Watching the innocent people drop to their knees, they begin to ask why. Why me? We were living our life in the land of the free. We're such good people. Why can't they see? It's hard to hear, unbearable to see. What happened that day was not meant to be.
One of the girls in my team at the time, her mom flew for United Airlines and was supposed to be flying out of DC, so there was a lot of concern whether she was on the plane or not.
And I remember being in a panic because I know my brother-in-law works near the Pentagon is at. And so then I was worried about my brother-in-law, I was worried about my sister. They live in Virginia, but they work out in the DC area. So I remember trying to get a hold of them on my cell phone, not being able to get a hold of them until later on at night.
We spent that morning watching the news. We had parents calling, we had kids crying because their parents worked in Chicago. I had a couple students that parents were somewhere on the East Coast, and they were really worried. And then we heard about Washington, D.C. getting hit. And all day long we watched the news, and that's all we did that day.
It was like you were in a unbelievable world. It was like, I thought it was like a movie or a cartoon. Like I couldn't even believe that what I saw was actually happening. And until I actually heard the newscaster tell me, it was like, oh my gosh, you know, our world has just changed. Our whole life has just changed.
I'm sure we all wish that those planes kept flying, that nobody would have ended up dying. And it kept us all in shock. It angered some who actually fought. If anyone takes this day as a joke, who laughs and plays, realize it's not right. Imagine that being you. It taken away your life. Once that plane took off, that's when everything went bad. And when it hit, everyone became sad.
And when I got home, I just remembered watching the news with my parents and family and talking about it and just being together with family.
I also remember that night I went to church so that I could be with people that I was familiar with and just wanted to feel a bond with someone after finding out what happened.
Yeah. It was a very sad day for our school, but even more so, it was a very sad day for our country.
It was such a sad situation. I mean, nobody could even imagine. I mean, we had to stop and think. Look at all those people. I mean, we didn't even realize that people were dying in front of us. It was, you know, until we actually, you know, came back to reality that we realized that this tragic thing, you know, just came upon the United States. It was horrible. It was just horrible.
And that was really a shocking event for me. Without a doubt. Yeah, absolutely. You know, and actually see the buildings come down, collapse. People in them, that was really traumatic. I mean, that was just, you know, obviously a day I'll never forget.
But ever since that day, that horrible, depressing day, America opened up their eyes. It made a huge impact in our lives. And so we became stronger. Everything is about the same, but there is one more thing different that has changed. It's the fact that we are now closer to one another. We began to think, if anything ever happens again, we will all have faith. Everything will get better, so we will say, and look forward to tomorrow and restart a new day.